Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dad Smoking Cigars, and this time we're going to be checking out a cigar from a boutique manufacturer that we actually have never heard of. So, on this episode, we're going to be checking out the Morales Cigar Company 1205.
Let's check it out. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Fresh Review Friday. I'm Kyle, this is Tim, you're watching Dad Smoking Cigars, and this week we're going to be reviewing a cigar that, as Tim mentioned before, up to a little while ago we had never heard of until we started following each other on social media, and after a while we developed a friendship, a professional relationship, and thankfully and gratefully we were contacted by Morales Cigar Company. And they asked us if we'd be willing to check out and review a couple of their smokes. And the one that we're going to be checking out today is the Morales 1205.
So, with this cigar, we are going to check it out. It is a Toro. It is a Habano. And it's got a beautiful band on it, actually.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
detailed. And it is gold, but it's not like shiny, shimmery gold.
No, it's not gaudy at all. It's actually
just
very
got
nice.
a little bit of sort of a muted sheen to it. Nice, foot band on it. And so, what better way to try it than with a cut and a light?
Absolutely. As always, Tim's going with the V-cut, and honestly, I've come to love the V-cut just because of the amazing draw you get from it, and it doesn't matter what kind of cigar you're smoking, you
No,
end
not
up
at all.
getting a fantastic draw just from the V-cut alone, and see, just beautiful.
Nice and clean.
Absolutely great.
As always, guys, we talk about them every single Fresh Review Friday, and every time we enjoy a cigar. Our Vertigo by Lotus lighter is what we use here. They are the staples for us here at Dad Smoking Cigars, and we absolutely, they're bulletproof.
Oh, man,
They've been dropped. They refill easy.
Oh, yeah.
Not a single problem at all. So if you do not have a good trusty lighter, please get a Vertigo by Lotus or just get a Lotus. Either one, fantastic. Dry draw notes.
Yes, getting a little bit of that chocolatey dry fruit. It's been a while since I've had a Habano, and honestly, I love the Habano because they're kind of like that.
Raisins.
Yes, definitely getting that raisin flavor. I like Habanos because they're like that mid-level cigar.
It's like a raisin bran.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't like it too strong or you don't like it too light, a Habano is perfect because it's like right there in the middle. It's got some nice bold notes, but it's also got some nice mellow flavors to them. And Tim and I have had a number of Habanos, and so I'm definitely excited to try this one.
Great smoke output.
Get a little bit of spice on that initial draw. Just a little bit. Kind of a chocolatey spice on there. I really like it. Very tasty.
A little bit of pepper on the tongue.
Just a tiny bit. Very, very much like kind of on the back end, on the tip of the tongue. Very good, though.
Perfect, guys. We're going to get into the first third, and we will come back to you in a second and give you our thoughts.
See you then. Hey guys, we're back with the Morales 1205, and we're into the second third, and I gotta say, it's got some really nice bready flavor to it, and honestly, that's something I love about almost any cigar that I smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm kind of getting a little bit of what you were talking about earlier, kind of that toasted pretzel sort of flavor. I'm getting that like really strong right now.
Toasted nutty, toasted pretzel kind of flavor, which is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, typically in a Habano, you're going to get the breadiness, the nuts, a little bit of earthiness or woods possibly, which I mentioned earlier.
Some of the spice.
Some spice, some caramel notes, and some different things like that. I haven't picked up any caramel yet. If we're going to, who knows? Again, that's just a stereotype of a Habano wrapper. But it's been very good. I've intentionally left my ash on to see how well it's doing. The burn is just a little bit off. It's not crazy. It's not affecting the draw. And I don't think we touched on the draw at all when we first lit up. But the draw is really where I like it. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
too tight. It's not too loose.
No.
And you don't have to work hard at it.
No, it's a very easy cigar in that regard, and
Mhm.
you know you're not having to draw too hard to get the smoke that you want. The smoke output is very good.
Yes.
Admittedly, at least on my end, I've had to relight a couple of times and touch it up just a little bit, but that in no way takes away from the flavor of the cigar, the easiness of the draw. It is a good cigar. I'm very much enjoying it, and I'm very grateful to Emmanuel and Yenny who
Yes.
got in touch with us and
Absolutely.
asked us to review and sample their cigars. They're very generous and kind to do that. And it again comes right back around to what Tim and I are all about, which
Mhm.
is checking out and trying and supporting new boutique
Yes.
lines. It honestly gets us excited. It gets our
Oh, yeah.
blood pumping just because we just love the people behind these smaller lines.
Mhm.
And
There's
because
a passion.
there's a love and a passion
It's
that
not
is-
just cranking out cigars.
no, it isn't. You know, because I'm not saying bigger names don't do that, because there certainly are bigger names
Sure.
that do that. Like, you know, people like Arturo Fuente and others like that. You know, they have a passion for what they do as
Mhm.
well. But I don't know. It's just something about boutique lines that just it really, really inspires me. It really gets to who I am. I love supporting small businesses, a lot of small things, just because it's very personal.
It is. And mine, I mean, I don't know if it's showing up on camera. The smoke is still just coming right off it. And it's doing really well, guys. I know that's a phrase that I use quite a bit when I do reviews, that it's doing really well. But it is. And if it wasn't, we would say it. I mean,
Yeah.
we even talked off camera about, oh, hey, you know, Kyle's going, oh, I've had to relight it and different things. And we both agreed and looked at each other and said, it's an honest review. We're going to
Yeah.
be honest.
We're
We're not here
don't
to sugarcoat it.
No, we don't want to sugarcoat it just
That
because that
same
does.
word that-
yeah,
okay.
exactly. We're wavelengths and whatnot.
Woo!
we don't want to.
We're not going to sway you guys just because,
no.
and I'm going to put it bluntly, just because somebody sends us a cigar that they like, we're not going to give it a good review. We're not giving this a bad review by
No.
any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's a good cigar.
It's a fantastic cigar. It's really good, but we're going to be honest. I mean, if it starts to get hot or squishy or bitter or anything, and we only get through the second third, we're going to be honest and let you know that that's our thoughts on it. But I'm not having any negative experience with it, and I know Cal's not having a negative experience. Yeah, he's had to
No.
relight it a couple times,
Just
but
a
it is
small,
what it is.
Just a small bit of work to make sure that the
Yes.
enjoyment continues and things like that. Because I've had experiences with cigars where like the flavor wasn't good, and you had to work extra hard to keep it lit. You had to work extra hard to draw to make sure that you had to babysit it. That's not happening with this. I'm just having to give a little bit more attention to it as I smoke. Make sure I'm not talking too much, like we do,
A lot.
But I do like this cigar. I do like it very much. I'm very grateful that we get to try it.
Yes.
It's a privilege to me and Tim as well. And
Yep.
yeah, I'm definitely liking it a lot, and I'm looking forward to what the next couple thirds are going to bring.
Exactly. So, with that, those are our thoughts on the first third of the Morales 1205. We will see in a second as we close in on the second third. All right, guys, we are finishing up the second third of the Morales 1205, and it is a Habano, again, like we've said a couple times, and it's a Toro, as far as the Vitola, and I have had a really great experience with the burn, with the flavor notes, picked up the breadiness, which actually became much more pronounced in the second third.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I did just for a little bit, only, I don't know, maybe a few draws on it. Did pick up some really nice caramel notes as well. But it is doing quite well. I've only had to relight it once, but we've had a fan going in here.
Yeah.
So partly I'm going to attribute it to that with it going out. But you know what? It's been very enjoyable so far.
Oh yeah, it's a very enjoyable experience, admittedly, and it's just interesting because Tim and I had another cigar where we kind of switched experiences. Where
Yeah.
it was both cigars are very, very good. The one we had earlier was good.
Mm-hmm.
My burn for that one was very consistent, really long ash hold. Only had to relight it once. Where Tim had to relight it, I think, a few times, or at least a couple times. Tim,
The tables have turned.
The tables have turned with me. Again, it doesn't take away from how good the cigar is, because
No.
it's a delicious cigar. But I have had to relight it a number of times, unfortunately, and the ash hold not very good, and the burn was a little bit inconsistent. Just being straight.
Right off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just being straight in terms of my experience. Great cigar, good flavor. Just for whatever reason, it's not cooperating with me as much as it's cooperating with Tim.
And you know what? That's what really it comes down to when it comes to boutique cigars. Not that you're going to get all of them perfect, not that you're going to get a big majority or even a high percentage of them that don't burn easy. There are a lot of factors that go into it. If there's a twist when all of the filler is being put in and it gets rid of one of the channels, if you will, for air to flow through easily on your draw. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but it just goes to show that just because a cigar doesn't start well doesn't mean you should give up on it, unless it's just a completely unpleasant experience.
Yeah.
Have to continue relighting it. It doesn't burn well. There's a lot of factors, but despite the fact of relighting it or touching it up or different things of that nature, it's been a great cigar.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really glad that we've been turned on to Morales cigars. This is the one that they recommended to us when they sent them. They did send a couple different ones to us. They sent over their 803 as well for us to check out. But they actually recommended the 1205. This is their first cigar that they put out, their original blend. The 803 is a newer one. But the 1205, again, it's the gold band. I'm enjoying it. The earthiness, the breadiness. Have a little bit of wood notes for a little bit of caramel, like I mentioned, but it's just really good. So that's really our take on the second third. So we're going to get into the second third, or the final third, excuse me.
Yeah.
Come back with our final thoughts, and we will see you in a second.
All right, guys. We are back in the final third of the Morales 1205. And you know what? This is a great cigar. I'm just going to say, pure and simple, great smoke.
Yes.
Good flavor. It stayed consistent, and that is important to me in a cigar, because there were a couple of different little complexities in it and things like that. You got some of that chocolatey flavor in the beginning, which you get in a lot of Habanos and Maduros, excuse me. And as a Habano, you definitely get that right off the bat, some of that dried fruit flavor, which disappears pretty quickly as you get into that first third, and you get more of the kind of bready, like we said, the toasted pretzel flavor. Tim got a little bit of caramel. I didn't really get that.
I got it for just a split second.
Yeah, just for that little moment. I didn't really catch that. To be perfectly honest with you, again, we talked about our split experiences to two different cigars and how we kind of swapped places, and how with this one, Tim has had a very consistent burn, maybe only having to relight once, maybe twice. And I think that's just because, the fan was blowing and it kind of messed with it a little bit. I've had to work at this a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I've had to relight it a handful of times. I've had to work at it a little bit with the draw and trying to get the smoke output I want. Towards the end, it started getting better. It started improving in terms of opening up a little bit more. But still a delicious cigar. I really like it, and it doesn't have a bitter aftertaste. I'm still getting the bready aftertaste on my palate.
Yep.
And I definitely do like this, and I'm grateful that we got to try it.
They are very good. In the final third here, it's starting to get a little bit squishy, a little bit hot, and it doesn't just burn on the retrohale. I'm getting the good Habano notes with the breadiness and all of that. But I'm also in the final third picking up just like a pure sweet tobacco kind of flavor as well.
I'm getting that a little bit too. I just did a retrohale and I'm getting a little bit of that as well. Slightly toasted, but
yep. And the retro burns. I mean, it's toasty. But all in all, the Morales 1205 is a great cigar, guys. We're going to include a link down below for some information for you guys to go and check them out. We are so grateful to Morales Cigars, to Emmanuel, as well as to Yenny for sending these to us just to get our thoughts. And as you guys know, we're here to be honest with our thoughts, whether we've had to relight, touch up, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not going to gloss it over and just say...
Exactly.
Just because, again, Tim said somebody sent it to us, which was... I'm so grateful, honestly. I'm excited that we got to try it. I'm looking forward to trying the other cigar that they sent us. And just a special thank you to them for trusting us with our input.
Absolutely.
I mean, because we're just, again, as always,
two regular guys.
Two regular dudes smoking in the garage, having a good time and enjoying ourselves, and we definitely enjoyed this very much. So thank you again to Emmanuel and Yenny for sending these to us, and we really hope you enjoy and appreciate our thoughts as you watch this video.
Exactly. So we're going to wrap it up there. Again, we're going to put the information down in the description so you can get some more information on Morales Cigars. But until next time, we are Dad Smoking Cigars. As always, we'll see ya.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All of our social media is on the right of the screen, and it's also linked in the description below.
Exactly, and if you want to follow along with us, be sure to check out Dad Smoking Cigars, stay in contact with us, get some merchandise, and, well, just see what we're up to. So, we'll see ya.